Welcome to Arun's Techforge Python programming series. I am Arun Barua and I welcome you to the Python programming series. So let us begin. So we are currently learning Python programming language, and today we will learn functions, and this is chapter 6. So what is a function? A function is a self-contained block of reusable code that perform a coherent task of some kind. When you define a function, you specify the name of the function and write the sequence of statement, and later you call that function by its name. Okay, so we would be interested in learning how to define our own functions. Okay, we have already seen few built-in functions. They are print statement, right? Range, these two we already saw. There are many others, map, reduce, and many other functions available in Python programming language. Okay, so let us go to the environment. So I am in Jupyter Notebook, and today we will be learning user defined functions. Okay, now in order to define a function, you would write def. Def is a keyword. Okay, and say your function. This can be any name. Okay, your function, and inside this parenthesis you can add some argument, say arg1, arg, arg2, or you can name anything, x, y, whatever. Okay, you can just name this anything. Let us begin with a function that doesn't take any argument, right? And this function simply print say hello world. Now let us run this first. Now we can call this function. How we can call this function? 1 minute. Let me give a comment there. Define the function. Okay, here call the function. How can you call it? Simply by its name, right? Now you run this, you are getting hello world. Okay, now let us write few functions, few more functions. Say diff, addition, addition. Suppose you want to add two numbers. Okay, x and y would be the parameters, and you want to return that. Okay, so what would you do? Return x plus y. Okay, you can return a function like this, or you can do so many things here. Suppose you can add, you can take an extra variable, say result equals to x plus y, and you can return this result. Okay, or you can directly return if it is a smaller function. Okay, similarly you can write def sub sub trac subtract, suppose subtract. Okay, so here also you can make x y. So here you will write result equals to x minus y. Okay, then retur and return result. Okay, now let us do one thing. Okay, so now I will call the addition function, right? call the add function. Okay, so since this function is returning a result, you need to accept this in a variable, right? So what would you do here? You will declare a variable name. It can be any name, result. Okay, result equals to, then you pass addition, right? Now you pass the number, this 10 and suppose 15. Okay, and print the result. Okay, or you can add, say, addition result equals to whatever, right? So you have to give a comma here. So what would you get? You would get 25. Similarly, you can call the subtraction function. Okay, so I thought I will copy it, but no, let me type it. Call the SUB subtract FUNCTION function. So here I can say res equals to, okay, so I will just click on this guy, subtract, and pass 20 suppose and 10, right? Then we can print it. Print result equals to that res. Now you will get that result. Okay, so this is the way we can write functions and later call it. Okay, now you note that here we have passed this value directly. We are passing the value. Instead of that, we can also pass the variable. Suppose a equals to 10, b equals to 20, right? Run it and let us call the addition again. We will do a little change here, don't worry. Here we will do a comma b. Okay, now that will be stored in this result variable. Run it, you get the result 30. Okay, so these are few smaller examples, and we will now see another example. Okay, let me write it for you. Suppose find display employees, okay, and you are passing few things like employee code, okay, last name, okay, these three things you are passing. Now in this function you want to print the employee code. Say print employee code percentage, and this employee code, say we will give it s. S is a string, okay, because the code can have mixture of numbers as well as some letters, okay. Then we write percentage this employee code, right? Okay, so I think I did correctly, right? Yes, opening and closing parentheses, that's okay. Then print. Then what else we need to print? First name, employee first name, okay. Then it is also a string type, okay. Print employee last name, okay. So this is also a string type s. Then percentage this last name. This is a simple function that will print the name of the employees, right? Now this function, you can write a simple return. It won't return anything except void. Okay, so void means nothing actually. Okay, now let me just click a cell below. We have not run that statements. Now here we will accept the employee code and the first name and the last name, okay, from the user. Okay, and after that we will call that function. So let us write, say, empcod code equals to str of I am writing str, although you need not write anyway. Let me first show you one, and from next time I won't write there, you won't get any error. So input enter, enter employee employee code. Okay, then emp name, okay, say f name, first name, equals to, you can write input input, enter first name, emplname last name, equals to enter last name. That's it. And after that we will write, say, print employee management system. Okay, after then, say, insert some other cells, print within quotation mark. We want to print, suppose, that dash into 50 times. Okay, it will print a line. Okay, you will see it later. Now here let us call the program, call the display function. Okay, so here what we will do, we will call this function. Since this is not returning anything, it means it is simply returning a void. We need not collect it in any variable. Okay, so we are directly calling it, say, and passing these things, employee code, then employee this first name, okay, then employee last name. Now see, the this is employee code, right? And this is also employee code, and this is first name, this is f name, different one, this is last name, here it is l name. What I mean to say is, this variable name does not matter. Even if you write same name, okay, these will be treated differently by the interpreter. Okay, so the name of the variables need not be same, or if it is same, it also doesn't matter. Okay, so let us call this function. Now we have not run it from this line, so let us run it first. Run it. Then here we would be writing A001, enter. Okay, then now remember, as I told, employee code can be anything. Okay, it can be a mix of number also, that is why, or it may include only number also. That is why this str function is used, just to just for the demonstration purpose. Okay, even if you do not enter this str, it will be always inputs are by default in the string data type. Okay, now let us run this one. I like my own name, so let's then, hey, what I did here, something input. See, I did this, I misspelled. Okay, again I will run it now. Barua. Okay, now if you write this, it will give a nice thing. Okay, now we will call this particular function. Say this function is called and it printed things nicely. So since we have done these things in a separate cell, so there was no meaning of that line. Now let me put all together again. Okay, now you are getting a nice output like. Alright, okay, so this is one example of writing your own function, and there is a great benefit of writing function. It will make your code modular, and uh, you can call the function, write the function once and call many times. Here you see I have called in this place as well as I called in this place, just a single line of code, right? In case we do not write the function, we would have write these three statements there twice. Okay, so when we do coding, we always try to create functions so that we can call them as and when required. Okay, and that is the end of this session function.